recording. I'm going to keep my eye on this to see if it... Okay,
I'll clap. And then
Sure.
That's when you come in.
Hello, and welcome to Real Unknown Cinema Podcast. I'm your host, Shane, and with me, as always, my co-host, Kyle.
Hello.
And today, we actually have a special guest in the laboratories. He is both those things, but he's also been referenced multiple times on both this show and in our sister show, The Strongest.
Of course, nothing but positive comments.
100%. So today we have a friend of the podcast, Matt Avery.
What's up?
Yay.
I'm a weird boy. I think weird shit like that, Game of Thrones is a good show, and BoJack Horseman didn't get shitty after season 2.
It's a very edgy
So
opinion.
I am objectively wrong about most things. Just letting you know.
That isn't a very edgy opinion. Now, on this podcast, we like to encourage edgy opinions. It breeds diversity.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to listen to the retards,
Yeah. You gotta get a negative before you can see the positive, so... Like, if we didn't have wrong opinions, no one would know when they're right, so... If anything, you're doing us a great
I
service.
just confirm the fact that you're obviously right, basically.
100%.
Yeah.
You're like...
Just by my presence. Just as
Yes.
soon as I open my mouth,
Mm-hmm.
basically what happens is the listener will know
Yeah.
that it's just wrong.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
Incorrect. Instantly
it's
incorrect.
like, oh, there's the incorrect voice. Right
Okay.
there. Yeah.
So, today, we are recording this right after Thanksgiving, with our Thanksgiving feasts freshly digested in our bellies and coming through our colons.
Oh man,
It's
it's been rough.
it's been a great time. How was your Thanksgiving, Matt?
Oh, it was great. My relatives are not awful, so that
Oh,
was
yeah.
nice. I actually just got to
Uh huh.
hang out with relatives. Who
Nice.
Were cool, and then eat a fuck ton of food. I broke vegetarianism, which was nice.
Oh wow, the cardinal sin.
Oh, yeah, just for the turkey, like just for the holiday. I'm back on the veggie life right now, because you gotta save the planet, my dude. So, yeah, what else?
What are you, Dara?
I ate a lot of...
Sorry,
Nice reference,
continue.
bro. Yeah, so... But there was quite a few trips to the bathroom afterwards, that's all I can say.
That's when you know it's good, is when
Oh,
it
yeah.
just
And I
takes a
kept on
while
eating.
coming out.
Like last night, I had another, because of divorced parent situation, I had my dad's Thanksgiving the day after.
Double down on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and I just kind of... It was at my dad's house, and I just kind of opened up all the refrigerator at like 1 in the morning, just kind of ate all the leftovers.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's how
So-
that's how it goes.
Oh man, it was wonderful. And then I woke up, just needing to use the bathroom, and stayed there for a while.
Just sit there, just have it trickle out. Trickle down economics, but it's your shit.
Anyway, that
But
was
it
our
works.
movie review.
Yeah.
Well, how was your Thanksgiving, Kyle?
I went and saw some family friends. I played some Rhythm Heaven on my DS. It was
Fun.
pretty fun. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I also watched one of the movies at Thanksgiving.
I think the movie we're going to talk about today, right?
Correct.
Okay, we're going to start out
I can't wait. I have no idea.
chronological order.
I have no idea.
Oh, you'll find out. My Thanksgiving was fine. Didn't do too much.
You didn't too much?
I didn't
Got
do
'em.
too much. Yeah, no really fun anecdotes of my shit or anything, unfortunately. But, I guess.
I should mention, before we start, we eat something different on every episode. Last episode, it was chips. And I think
episode
you
was
ate
brownies.
I think you ate 5,000 brownies during that recording.
Yeah.
This episode, we are eating a family-sized bag of Cheez-Its and some Chex Mix.
Yes.
So, you'll hear that when I can't edit it out because we're always eating while we're talking because we're
Yep.
fucking animals and we can't just do this normal.
We're also sipping on some lovely Coca-Cola Zero Sugar with 0-calorie cola, 12 fluid ounces to be exact. It's real nice.
Real important info right now.
Anyway, let's
Yes.
actually fucking start.
No, we gotta get to 5 minutes of vamping and then we can start. We got like 45
You
more
want to
seconds.
forget the name of the director for 45 minutes again?
No, I want you to say the name of the director because you said him earlier.
Why?
No reason to say it.
No, I'm not doing it.
No, do it.
No.
Okay, so we watched Only Lovers Left Alive, directed by...
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not
Say it.
playing into your schemes.
Come on.
No, I'm not doing it. Jar
it.
Jar Binks.
Jar Jar.
That's the director.
Yep, directed by Jar Jar. I will say it like you said it, though, but I will be making fun of you. If you just say it, then it's fine.
No, do it. Make fun of me.
Fine.
Call me out.
We watched Only Lovers Left Alive, directed by Jim Jarmusch.
I didn't say Jarmoose.
You said Jarmoose.
No, I didn't.
You said
I
Jarmoose.
didn't. I
You
didn't say
100%
moose.
did.
That's fucking bullshit. You're a fucking liar. I did not say
I know.
moose.
You said
you fucking
moose.
misheard me. I did
did not
not
mis-
say moose. I'm not a fucking animal.
Well, you are a fucking animal. That's relevant.
No, how dare you? I'm a
So am I.
ball.
But it was fun.
I'm not an animal.
So the movies were Only Lovers Left Alive by Jim Jarmusch, and then Patterson, also by Jim Jarmusch.
Yeah, we have a Jarmoose double feature.
Jarmusch double feature.
The moose.
The moose.
Um,
Double featuring the moose.
I was the one who suggested these films be watched because I like his stuff,
Yes.
and I chose a particular guy because I wasn't sure if Shane and Kyle would like him or just watch it and just be immediately just saying, well, fuck this. I wasn't sure, because there's a lot of movies where I can decide, oh yeah, this would not be up their alley, or they would totally like this, and then him is like the line where I'm just not sure.
So,
Well,
how do we want to do this? Do we want to split it and talk about one and then the other, or kind of talk about both at the same time?
we can talk about. I'm gonna kind of do it 2 episodes. One episode should be mostly one movie, but we can talk about
can
the
talk
other
about
movie.
the other- yeah.
It's fine. We don't have to like just be silent about it. But I
Okay.
want to mostly focus. Like this one, we're mostly gonna focus on Only Lovers, and next one we'll mostly focus on Patterson.
How long for each one?
What?
How
Yes,
long for each one?
roughly an
How
hour.
long we talk?
Yeah, it really is just how long this lasts.
We just talk about the movie for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And just fuck around for like an hour.
That's
down.
usually what we do.
Cool.
Okay, but so first things first, story.
What
Yes?
story?
Since Matt suggested the movies,
Should I start?
I think Matt should give the plot synopsis
Yes.
and talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the film.
Okay, so Only Lovers Left Alive is basically a movie. It's a vampire movie, but it's also totally not at the same time. Because they're vampires, but it's all a metaphor for them being real artists, guys, and everyone else is not a real artist. And they're just living zombie lives. Basically, there's like these immoral vampire creatures who are so bored with their existence that I don't know if I'm describing this right. They like just kind of sit around, make art, and have sex and drink blood a bunch, and then that's kind of the plot of the movie.
Right.
This Jim Jarmusch movies are not very plot driven. They're just kind of they're slice of life movies that don't, in my opinion, rely too hard on a lot of the tropes of normal slice of life movies, where say, look, they're talking like real people. Look, this is them interacting realistically. It just kind of shows these characters existing in a world, kind of capturing a kind of a sense of mundanity. That's what the similar theme between these two movies are. One of them does it through the mind of the Patterson does it through like the mind of an emotionally reserved artistic type, and then Only Lovers Left Alive does it through these flamboyantly interesting vampires. So that's kind of what I appreciate about both of them, you know. And Only Lovers Left Alive has a particular style that I thought hasn't really been explored in movies that I've seen. I mean, Shane could probably bring up saying, "Oh, actually, that's just a mimicking of a style from this obscure movie that came out, you know,
The
20
Cabinet
years
of
ago."
Dr. Caligari.
Yeah.
So I just be like, okay, that you're probably right. But at least in the style that I've seen, it's not the usual vampire culture style. It actually kind of does its own thing, in my opinion. And you know, they name drop like Jack White, which I thought is kind of funny.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Anyway, it just kind of sits in this gothic but also hipstery, moody style that I don't think I've seen in a lot of movies, and you just kind of see these characters exist in that world, and I find that appealing, even though it's not really a plot-driven movie, I guess. So I kind of talked about Patterson in there a little bit too, but just Only Lovers Left Alive I like because it's characters existing in a world, and it's a world that I find fascinating. So that's
Okay.
yeah.
So, the way I would describe these movies, most movies are like more romantic in nature, in the sense of like the movement, where most movies follow a very like given story.
Yeah.
And these movies are a lot more impressionist, right?
Mm-hmm.
They give you a picture of time. And I feel like I should put a disclaimer here. I have recently, when I've been watching movies, felt that I don't enjoy a movie if it doesn't have a very specific lead up to a purpose or a moral.
Okay.
And usually an interesting one. And so with that said,
Yeah.
these movies are not designed for that purpose.
Not at all.
And so, based on who I am,
It's not your thing.
they are not my movies.
Yeah, totally.
So I should put that out there first before anything else I say,
Yeah.
just to give.
Establish a civility to the
Correct.
shitstorm.
That said, that movie's bullshit and you suck. No, so I thought, and maybe this was an artistic decision, but I felt like Only Lovers Left Alive was trying to be the antithesis of a movie.
Okay.
There are a lot of shots that are exceedingly dark.
Yeah.
To the point where you literally cannot see. And every fucking line is mumbled. And it feels like the art of the movie is trying to make it hard to watch physically and mentally. Which is an interesting concept. I should also give a disclaimer, I did have to watch this on my phone.
Oh.
So that might have fucked it up a little bit.
Because I agree with you that it looks dark, but I did not have any problem seeing anything when I watched it on my TV.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. So
Yeah.
that might just be a
Yeah,
fun
I couldn't
thing.
fucking see
Okay.
like half of the movie. I was
Okay.
like, what is happening?
No, I can get that though. Like, I was watching it like with a pretty good screen in like a dark area, but like I can see like watching this during the day just on a phone. Like, yeah, you probably couldn't see shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't shit on the movie for that.
Yeah, no, that's fair, that's fair.
But at the same time, I do agree with the mumble shit.
It's very mumbly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Oh yeah. I guess my opinion is, Matt, when we were talking about this, you told me that I would probably like Only Lovers. I would either dislike both films
Yeah.
or like Only Lovers Left Alive more than Patterson.
And the exact opposite happened.
Honestly, and we'll talk more about this in Patterson,
Yeah.
but I do kind of, for what they are, I like Patterson more.
Okay. I'm always wrong, so there
I would
you go.
agree with that.
Yeah, exactly. I think we agree with that on that part.
Is there
Okay.
like olive oil in that container?
Yeah, I think there is. You want some?
Do you have any like cups down here?
Yeah,
This is gonna sound really fucked up to everyone, but I'd like to let you in on a little secret. If you want to die, this is a good way to do it. Dip your Cheez-Its in olive oil.
I want to try this.
It is actually fantastic.
Okay.
Are we going to do a mini taste test in this episode?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to run up and grab some cups.
Sure, you
Alright.
do that. We'll vamp a little bit.
Yeah, we'll vamp.
You know, like paper cups or like glass cups?
I like Night of Cups.
Anything's fucking
I don't
fine.
like
A
that.
bowl is
I
fine.
don't either.
Bowl? All right,
Yeah.
Bowl of cups? All right.
Wow, that Matt guy really sucks. Huh?
Yeah, what a
bringing down the
fucking
whole fucking
idiot.
podcast.
God.
Oh, so,
Yeah? Okay, now you can, like, we'll timestamp this for when it's just, like, the good shit of when he's not around, so.
and we'll cut everything else.
Yeah.
No, I feel bad
Yes.
about how much I don't like these movies in retrospect.
Uh-huh.
Because while I was watching Only Lovers,
Yes.
I didn't dislike it.
Uh-huh.
I just didn't feel anything.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right.
Ooh.
Bowl.
Matt brought us a very nice, like, china porcelain bowl with, like, a
Yo.
really nice, like, blue, flowery kind of...
Hold on, let's see if I
Alright,
can...
yeah, get that.
Can you hear that?
It's super ASMR.
Hell yeah. Probably don't. That might, yeah. Oh. Excuse me.
Good job.
Alright, we're gonna do a mini taste test real quick.
Yeah.
I bet you're gonna fucking hate this.
I bet I will, because this sounds disgusting.
It's
Not even
really
gonna
fucking
partake.
good.
So I'm dipping...
what? Cheez-It in
This
olive
cheese...
oil.
The thing about how old is this olive oil? Because it kind of, like, looks and has the
No, it tastes
consistency
fine.
of piss, which I would be into, but olive oil, then I'm gonna get
You-
disappointed.
you a piss boy?
Recently,
All right.
So it's not...
Okay.
Shane looks confused more than anything.
I am confused. This is confusing, one, why you would eat this,
Because I love it.
and two, because it's not bad.
No.
It's just weird.
Let me do a right chip.
Okay, rye chip. Oh, eat that rye chip.
Not
No,
that
still
rye
eat it. Eat it. Okay, Kyle's just dripped. Well, now, okay.
Yeah, let me do it.
How was that on the floor rye chip?
It tastes like a rye chip.
All right. Let me double down.
That's
Let me
pretty
put
okay,
two-
actually.
Double up,
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do this for a while, then you want to die. It's bad.
I can see how this like this is like Chinese water torture.
It's fucking addictive.
Like after a while, you'll like kill yourself. Okay, taste. Like 5 out of 10. I'm middle of the road on this. Like it's not bad. It's just weird.
I love olive oil. So.
Texture. Texture is like what out of 10? Because it's just like what is happening. This is gross and I don't like it. Tummy feel. I don't know, like a
It's fine, Tommy.
5. It's fine.
Your tummy feels gonna change
Oh,
if
you know
you
what's pretty
keep
good?
doing this.
Yes.
The checks with the olive oil.
Okay, let me try checks with the
Yeah.
olive oil. Okay,
Nice.
I'm
You
dipping
like
some
Chex?
olive oil in the checks.
I feel like it brings out the cheesy flavor when you do it for long enough.
I like it with the checks.
It's really good with the checks.
It's like a weird. It's like
Balance.
something you know what this tastes like?
What?
Something we would eat in Italian class.
It does taste like
Like this
something
tastes like
really-
something we would eat in Italian class, and it's because it's not necessarily good, but we'd just be happy that we're not having to fucking learn Italian.
Yeah.
Learn, quote unquote.
Quote,
I know that.
unquote.
I had that in Spanish too.
But
Yeah.
Shadow Proxima is a past tense. It has 2 parts.
Ooh, parts. I am gonna need you to pass me another fucking Coke over here because I'm done, man.
Can you actually get the sound effect now?
Well, we'll see. Maybe just when I crack it, that's when the recording stops. It's
you go.
okay. All right, let's see. Oh, here we go. Ah, yeah. Okay, we're still recording, boys.
Okay, so what the fuck were we talking about before my olive
Patterson
oil?
versus
Ah.
Lovers. And
You were talking about how
it-
you felt bad about not liking the movie as much
I
as you
felt
did.
bad about not liking these movies because while I was watching them, I was like completely nothing. And looking back, I liked them a lot less. But I think that what I would say is these are movies where I was checking the time a lot to see how long of it was left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I will say that for both films, I didn't really feel much while watching them, but I did feel something afterwards. And I think with Patterson, it was kind of not an enjoyment, but sort of almost a fondness. With this, it is more of a, like it's one of those ones where I watch it. Okay, I've kind of told you my review of something like, say, like Only God Forgives, or like It Comes at Night, or something like a really up its own ass artsy film,
Yeah.
where you enjoy it while you're watching it, but then afterwards, when you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, that was kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like that, except I don't feel anything while I'm watching it.
Because I think Only Lovers Left to... No, sorry. Only God Forgives and It Comes at Night want you to think they have a story.
Uh-huh.
They want you to think, hey, we want something to say.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think Only Lovers Left Alive is just like, here's some characters, here's a world,
Okay.
witness them.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
Um,
And because I just have an appreciation for that in film, just depicting worlds that are not the one that I live in.
mhm.
If a film can do that and just show me that, I have an appreciation for that. And I do think it had something to say about artists, but I didn't really.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. It did have something to say about that,
I do too.
but you know, it like Only God Forgives. I think really wanted to have something to
Sure.
say.
Yeah.
It's just like the story's gonna say something, man. But Only Lovers didn't. It seemed to be more lackadaisical about that. I think.
So, I agree with that, but I think, though, Patterson works for that.
Okay.
I think Only Lovers suffers for the fact that it's just some people in a world.
Okay.
Like, I think Only Lovers, I would have enjoyed it. And in this, much like Kyle, I think it's just about the type of films I enjoy.
Yeah.
I think Only Lovers, I would have enjoyed it a lot more if it was still, these are some people in a world, but it had a little bit of a plot that happened.
Yeah.
Because I think with Patterson, very early on, I accept this is just some dude. And I get that. But with this, almost in the same way like you say about Blade Runner, I feel like it keeps introducing ideas of what the film could be about,
It does. Yeah.
and then just doesn't do anything with them.
Because there's a conflict with Mia Wachowski as a character.
Mia Wachowski.
Yeah, Mia Wachowski. There's that conflict
The
introduced.
third
There's
Wachowski sister.
there's like his music career that's like introduced as like a thing.
Yeah.
And them going to get blood and stuff.
Yeah.
There's like all these plot elements that just kind of happen. and
Yeah.
don't continue any threads.
Yeah, and I think. Okay, my computer just.
No,
Okay,
you're
we're still
good.
recording. I really don't want to like lose 20 minutes of
We've
audio.
been talking for 40 minutes. We haven't been.
But that'd be funny if I fucking try to save this and it just deletes and it's just like, God damn it. That wouldn't be funny. That'd be terrible. Okay. Yes, you're right. And I think that's where Only Lovers kind of annoys me.
Yeah.
Because I would have been interested to see something about... Or actually, here's the main one. Here's the one that really kind of... I think there's a really aspect of the film that the film chooses not to do,
Okay.
which annoys me. And I'm going to sound really condescending to you.
You always are. It's
I
not
know.
Like I noticed any
So...
difference.
There's a thing in film, in writing, but in film especially, that was creative as in playwriting, but it moved on to film because that's better. It is. Film is better than plays. What can I say?
Yeah, they are. Don't tell my dad that.
I'll say it to his goddamn face.
Please do.
Your dad has shitty opinions on films. I wonder where you get it.
All right, take a knee. Take a knee.
That was
Oh, man. All right. Hold on.
That's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, dude. Can't get.
Come back
Alright,
next time for Matt's
I'll show-
fucking funeral.
I will show myself out.
Oh God.
Peace out, guys.
Anyway,
Okay, there's this thing in writing for film, more so. This kind of like writing technique, not even a technique. I guess it's just a thing you're supposed to do, a rule, if anything, called Chekhov's gun.
if you show a John Hurt in the first act, you have to use it by the third.
Oh man, yes. It's essentially the rule in short. If you haven't heard it by now, it's just
The one guy who's never used Reddit.
yeah.
listening to
The
this.
one guy's like, what?
I
If-
literally was playing to make the joke before I knew what you were gonna say.
Thank you.
And then you said it anyway.
Perfect. If you show a loaded gun on stage in the first act, it has to go off by the third act. And
Just like in Nutcracker.
just like in Star Wars, just
Dude, that lightsaber goes off.
it does go off. It's not the only thing that goes off, if you know what I'm saying. And this one has a very literal Chekhov's gun that doesn't go off.
Yeah.
Because in the first act, they introduce the first scene, they introduced the concept of a gun, more specifically a bullet.
Yeah.
And that comes into fruition, and the gun gets loaded, and there is a loaded gun in the first and second act,
Yeah.
which is then just not used in the third act. And I know that's specific, and that's intentional. And if anything, maybe trying to, like, audience expectation, like, take it away. But at the same time, it's just like, come on, man. Why couldn't you just use the gun? Like, why? Like, the obvious way to use it, there's two ways. You could either... The one way, if you wanted to go dark, is Tom Hiddleston or someone does shoot themselves and kill themselves. Or what I was expecting them to do is do a fucking Logan thing and, like, say Mia Wachowski, like, attacks Tom Hiddleston or something, and then fucking Tilda Swinton, like, shoots her.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
At all.
But it's a version of common expectations.
I don't even think it's
man.
that. I just think it's establishing that Loki is suicidal, but he decides not to be, I guess.
It's establishing that he's suicidal in a nonchalant way that throws it away immediately because he's not really suicidal. It's just not true at any
Yeah.
point in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he doesn't... I would say, like, there was never a conclusion to that because there was never really anything beyond an introduction to that.
No, it is just characters existing.
Uh-huh.
That's the and what I think is a strength, what you can perceive as a strength in the film, is that it's these characters that you can tell have a history. Like, their history is literally the history of humanity. They have known each other as long as, like, ever, and in the film they kind of drop references to, like, experiences that they've had. They'll just make passing comments about shit, like entire movies that could have been made about these two people, you know, and they just chose to examine these people in this moment now and what they're up to. I think you could say, well, it's bullshit because then why don't they actually tell the story about these two interesting characters? Or you could say, well, that's why this is an art housey, weird up its own ass Jim Jarmusch movie. It's what if they just existed? What if it was just them reuniting for
Hanging out.
in this
Yeah.
moment in the 21st century, and
Yeah.
then they'll continue to have their adventures.
Uh-huh.
I like the idea of a movie that starts in the middle.
Uh-huh.
And whenever I think of an artsy movie idea, I feel like that kind of happens, where a world's already been built.
Mm-hmm.
This movie made me realize that any idea I had for a movie would probably be boring to watch.
Yeah.
I think it is impossible to make a movie where you've created a world that is already living and have a story to go with it. This movie can't pull it off. Patterson can't pull it off, and they're not trying to. And Blade Runner doesn't pull it off either. I mean, that's my big problem with Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Is that it's missing so much of anything
Uh-huh.
to hold it together. And I feel like there's this choice between having a world that exists
Uh-huh.
or having a story that is like really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And the only person that I can think of that's been successful at it was like Tolkien.
Mm-hmm.
But he spent a really long time
built the world.
building the
He
world.
built the world.
Right?
Yeah.
And I just think it's interesting to look at.
I would say... Are you done?
Yeah.
I would say that when talking about world building, I think that's very... You have to you can't just jump in. There has to be at least a little bit of preface, a little bit of, hey, this happened and this happened and this happened. But I think there are films that do less of that. And I think a good way to have a film that works with sort of just jumping in with little... Oh, you burp up the olive oil. It's fucking disgusting. It, like, coats your throat. And then you get this fucking, like,
Speaking of which,
fucking semeny fucking
I want
burp.
to do more Chex Mix on
Yeah.
in the olive oil.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird... It looks like a fucking... I don't know. It does feel weird in my tummy. Like, tummy feels getting like...
I told you.
Like a what the fuck are you? What'd you do to me?
I just really like oil and salt.
Yeah. I think less world building works when the story is intriguing. When it's focusing on story and characters.
Like tracers.
Like, sure. Like, that's just New York, though. I mean, that's
I
not
know.
exactly... But, like, something like Mad Max. Like, doesn't take a lot of time to establish the world.
They also,
I mean, I guess they have a whole introduction.
Fury Road
But,
doesn't really explain its world; it just shows it to you.
yeah. It just shows it to you, and if anything, you're just like, this is what's happening. This is what just follow these characters.
But you are compelled by the story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think something like Blade Runner and something like this, where you're not compelled by the story, that's where...
But here's what I would argue.
Yes.
In Woman Lovers Left Alive, I'm compelled by the characters.
Okay.
And so that's why I think the world is interesting, because
Okay.
these characters that are existing in this
Uh-huh.
world feel realistic. Not realistic, they feel interesting and compelling to me.
Okay. Well, I know you can be intrigued by boring white people, but I need a little more.
I like Ian. That dude's cool.
Ian was cool. Oh, that's the other thing I should say. It's a star-studded cast.
Yeah.
Star-studded, which all performances of their lifetimes, man. But here's a couple. Let's name them off. Tom Hiddleston.
Yep.
John Hurt.
Yep.
Tilda Swinton.
Yep.
Top billed. Deserved.
Yep.
Anton Yelchin. Rip in peace.
R.I.P.
Well, that's the other thing I wanted to say, too, is there are two... This film only came out, like, what? 4 years ago? 2013? Yeah, like a couple years ago. And yet there are two people in this film who are now dead.
Yeah.
Both of which die in the movie.
Yeah.
Which is a little...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jim Jarmusch can predict the future, guys.
And in the order they died in.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. And it's not like it's a fucking, oh my god, The Simpsons predicted 9/11 thing, but still, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Matt Groening knew.
Matt Groening
He
knew?
was on the inside.
Matt Groening did 9/11? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Well, actually, here's what I would... Back to Only Lovers.
yes.
Here's what I would ask.
Yes.
Talking point. Why would
Talking
you...
heads.
You would argue, I mean...
Sleep, cause
My bed's on fire! I wish
that's
this movie played some Talking Heads. That would have been cool.
That would have been
I wish
cool.
this movie played good music.
Okay.
You didn't like their weird artsy music?
It was fine.
I liked
That's
Well, I'm just
higher
saying-
praise than usual for...
For this podcast, I try to pull tracks from the soundtrack to open and close with.
Oh.
I'm gonna have a real hard time doing that for this movie. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I've got one for you. It's
Yeah.
not actually in the soundtrack, but take the Margot recording of Something in the Way, just like the first 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It's just like screechy, dissonant sounds.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm thinking I'm gonna use the one like the cool like song they dance to in the one part. Like I like that song, and then I might. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the other one.
This is a good meta discussion. It's
It
not.
is.
It's not. It is not a Kyle and Shane production if there is not a serious meta discussion halfway through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, talking point.
Yeah. So I keep talking about how these characters make the movie for me, or at least the characters existing in the world. So
Yes.
here's just something that I think you'd like to talk about.
Okay.
Why don't the characters work?
The characters don't work. I guess for me personally, not even as like in the story. The characters don't work because really the only characters we are introduced, for me personally, introduced long enough to care about are Tom Hiddleston and Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
Everyone else, Anton Yurchit, Mia Wachowski. I mean, John Hurt's in it for like practically every scene, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard not to, but everyone else just isn't really in the movie that much.
Yeah.
Which is fine. If you want to have a very small cast, that's okay. Movies can do that. But
I disagree. If you have less than 30 people in your cast, you're not making a movie. Cloud Atlas is the worst movie ever made. I fucking threw you off track.
you did a lot. Now I'm just thinking about Cloud Atlas.
Yeah.
We should
It's a
talk
good
about
thought.
Cloud Atlas.
We will.
Movie.
I guess if anything, they don't work for me. I like Tilda Swinton, but I just think
Yeah, she's my favorite actress.
I think Loki was just boring. I just think Loki was just...
She was doing her whole stoic Tilda Swinton thing.
No, I think Tilda Swinton actually did a good job of making that character interesting. Like, I liked when she was talking. Like, she was kind of interesting.
But the writer didn't give the character a lot to work with.
She worked with what she had,
Yeah.
and I think what Loki worked with and what he had was just... I liked... Let me talk about my favorite, 5-minute stretch of the film.
Okay.
Is when Mia Wachowski shows up.
Okay.
Because I liked... If anything, I just want to see, a family drama comedy about these two vampires having to live with, their shitty sister.
Yeah.
I want to see that movie. I would watch a sitcom of that. That's funny. And I like that bit. Because I liked watching just, 90 minutes of fucking Tom Hiddleston going oh... people don't understand my music. I hate modern day. Oh, the zombies.
I wrote Schubert.
And then fucking Mia Wachowski shows up, and he's just, always pissed off. But it's funny then. When she's I love the bit. That's probably the one, comedic cut in the whole movie is oh my god, is Adam gonna take us out? No, Adam is not taking you out. And then it cuts to them at the club. That's funny. I like
like a
that.
Scott Pilgrim
Yeah, I know.
cut.
It's like a Scott Pilgrim joke.
Yeah.
That's funny. I liked all the bits when he's we're sleeping and then she just puts her fucking foot on his head. That was funny. I liked that. And that's where that character is interesting to me, because he has a foil to work off of.
Yeah.
But I think just him alone in his apartment and him with his fucking girlfriend aren't interesting in me enough foil for him to work off of.
Okay.
I think that as a character, I think seeing that character in his element isn't interesting enough to me.
Okay.
And I think when that character... That's why kind of towards the end it's a little more interesting, but when that character actually has something to kind of deal with, when he's kind of off balance, when he's kind of what the fuck do I deal? That's interesting to me, but just him hanging out, that's not intriguing enough.
Okay.
I think Tilda Swinton is a little more likable, and I like her when she messes with him and stuff. I'm that's fun. I like the bit when he's grabbing the gun and it does the fast motion stuff. That's cool.
That's always fun, yeah.
But just him buying guitars and pulling a fucking Baby Driver and making weird music alone, that's just it's cool to watch, but I'm not invested. I guess, and that's probably what I can say about this entire film. It is well shot. It's really well shot.
No question.
I liked all the shots of Detroit and shit. All that's really cool. But I'm not invested in it. So if anything, this is something like I'd watch in the background or something.
Okay.
That's something I remembered. The thought that I had during the movie.
Yes.
I forgot about this completely until now.
Uh-huh.
I felt like I was watching a 2-hour music video.
I can see that, definitely.
I feel like there's a lot of focus on just like making things look cool and having music playing, and that's interesting, but it doesn't. But it's a very different watching experience than having dialogue propel your movie forward.
Yeah.
It feels more like you're supposed to.
Because there's a lot of like plotless movies that are just people talking, but the dialogue itself is like.
Yeah, this isn't like a
forward.
Kevin Smith movie. This
No.
isn't like a Woody Allen film. And actually, that's something you said earlier, is that these both these films don't do the cliche of slice of life films where it is just people talking, and it is just people like, oh, that's how real people talk. Problem is, I like that in films. Like, I really like that in like films like that. So I think that's also why this doesn't.
That being said, I wouldn't incorporate Kevin Smith in that group of how people actually talk.
No, it's not. It's no, it's not
You're
at
not gonna
all.
just go on a 30-minute monologue to my face where I don't say anything and I
Yeah.
just listen.
No, Kevin Smith, like Kevin. Yeah, that is a problem with his writing, but also, I mean, it works. But
It
yes,
does work, but it's not.
no,
Kevin
it's
Smith is a
like
bad
what's the fuck his name? It's,
George Lucas.
No,
Spitball me movie names.
fucking Slacker. Everybody wants some.
Richard Linklater.
Linklater. This isn't a Linklater film. Like Kevin Smith isn't Linklater. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. I like that. I'm not even a super big Linklater fan, but like I like those aspects of Linklater.
Yeah, Boyhood is perfect for that reason. No, it's not perfect.
Don't.
Boyhood. Wait, have you seen Boyhood?
No. But I don't want to roast you. We'll get to that Boyhood episode. That'll happen.
Well, Boyhood isn't perfect because there's a lot of bullshit in it, but there's in 3 hours of Boyhood, about 30 minutes of it are bullshit. So.
I like School of Rock a lot. Let me say
School
that.
of Rock is so
I like
good.
School of Rock.
Oh, you
School
like
of Rock
Bernie,
is really.
too.
Yes, I like Bernie too.
Yeah.
I like when Linklater makes films with Jack Black. Let me say that. I like those. I like when Linklater makes films with
You
Jack
did
Black.
like Everybody
like
Wants
Brutal
Some as much
Legend?
as-
I really enjoy it. Yeah. I like Brutal. Yeah, I love Brutal Legend, dude.
my favorite
That's
Jack Black
fucking
performance.
Jack Black.
Brutal Legend's a great game.
Is
Go
it
check
though?
it out on YouTube.
Yeah. Watch The Strongest Plays Brutal Legend on thestrongest.com
Mr. 9
/ MySpace.
Twitch.tv/Mr9gist.
Yeah. I really hope that we can hear
Yes, I'm sure you can. It's
Yeah.
gonna be beautiful.
We're in my garage right now, and next door is my
Here in my garage.
I was gonna say it. Knowledge.
Knowledge.
Hey, should
What
I
is
explain?
Lamborghini?
Yes, explain.
So, my
Purple
mother- my
Lamborghini
mom's-
lurking. Sorry.
That's cool. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
My mom's job.
Psycho Killer. Got the same. Ba 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 ba. Okay. Go.
My mom's job is that she teaches voice, and we're in the next door room to where she does that.
Remember, vocal training's easy. You just go da 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 bum bum da 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 bum bum bum. That's all I learned in vocal.
Oh,
Yeah,
jokes
dude.
on you for-
Dude, Michael's class was the best.
Hi, friends. No,
No, he was cool. He was
I
cool.
liked
Da
it.
da 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 dun dun.
I love our fucking showcase where everyone had a song. That was the
What
best.
are you talking about? I didn't do this.
I'm the only fucker who didn't sing a goddamn song, and I was part of a song. I hated that. I hated high school. I hate now. I hate my life.
Not
Sorry.
just the men, but the women and the children.
The children!
too. Yeah.
He's a great actor.
From my point of view, the Jedi.
Hayden Christensen makes some great faces.
He does. I saw Hayden Christensen. What did I see Hayden Christensen? I saw him in something recently.
Really?
Did I?
Watch the movie Awake with Jessica Alba, where he's
Awake, I'm assuming? Or is he asleep?
well. The plot of
Is
the
he
movie.
woke?
The plot of
So stay woke. Mavis Beacon. Ain't nobody gonna catch you sleeping. Ooh, so stay woke. Stay woke.
We stop whatever the fuck is happening.
Dude, I love Get Out.
We were talking about a thing before.
We were talking about Richard Linklater.
No, we
We're
got
talking
way
about
off
slice of
track.
life films.
Yeah.
fucking what we were talking about. Yeah, I'm not compelled by Hiddleston. And I guess if he wasn't the main character, I wouldn't mind it. But much like the movie introducing interesting plot lines, plot points, and then not doing nothing with them, the movie introducing interesting characters, but then having me have to spend my time with this fucking boring hipster is kind of annoying.
Okay.
And kind of segueing into this the next thing, unless you wanted to say something about this, segueing into the next...
I do, actually.
Okay, then yes, say your thing, and then I'll say my thing.
Huh? No, I just fall
Damn it,
over
Matt!
sometimes.
You can't talk! Fuck!
Yeah.
It's just, I do agree that, like, in terms of how Hiddleston's character, like, acted with people, he wasn't nearly as interesting as the other characters in the film.
Uh-huh.
But it's just the hints at his history is what kind of
Sure.
I had a thing for it. Because, it wouldn't be me if I didn't bring this shit up.
Here we go.
So, Doctor Who.
Here I go.
Go again, girl. What my weakness?
Yeah.
Joe Biden. Fucking SNL reference over here.
So, Doctor Who
Yes.
is not a perfect show, but it is my favorite show for one reason, and it's because it's the only show
Yes.
to have a character who's lived for thousands of years, and you've almost kind of witnessed that character's entire life. You've seen windows into that character's entire life. And he's not the most interesting character in fiction, but he's potentially the most interesting character in fiction because he's not only a person who's basically immortal and can go visit anywhere, but it is also someone who can change their face. Blah blah blah. But what I think, I personally love characters who have history. And that's why I like what's going on Doctor Who right now, is because it's almost like showing you a person who has had so much history, and you can almost peek into that history. And so I think with Hiddleston's character, and even like all the vampires in that film, just it explored the idea of witnessing a character who this is just another year in the 1,000 years they've lived, and you kind of see the weight of maybe not the weight, but it kind of explores what it's like to be someone who has just lived that long.
10,000 years can give you such a crick in the neck.
I was gonna make a Rita Repulsa joke, but sure.
Go for it.
Yeah, just her when she comes out of the fucking moon or whatever.
Like,
Finally, after 10,000 years, I've returned or whatever.
So that's my bit about Hiddleston.
Sure.
You can segue now.
Okay.
Segu.
So a nice hot segu. Is okay. Yes, I agree with that. And I guess my question just more so about Hiddleston's character and his similarity to Patterson.
Yeah.
Is I have a feeling, and I guess I don't know if I said this before, but I've never seen a Jim Jarmusch film before. Excuse me, these two.
Yeah.
And I'm not really that familiar with his work that much.
I've seen all of them.
You've seen all of them? You're a Jarmusch ex-boos?
I'm a Jarmusch ex-boos for sure.
All the
Nice.
films by the Moose.
I love the Moose.
The Mooster?
Yeah, Moose. Jimmy Jam.
Jimmy Jams.
Jimmy Jam Moose.
Jimmy Jam Moose. Jimmy Jam Moose.
But I have a feeling after watching these two films that Jim Jarmusch is a type of filmmaker who does a lot of self-inserting with the main character. And, like, so... Self-insert is an interesting thing I like to watch when you follow writer-directors, I guess.
Yeah.
Because there's always that one character. And it's not with just writer-directors, it's writers. Most writers do this, honestly. Yeah. And, like, with Quentin Tarantino, it's usually not the main character, but it is a character. With Kevin Smith, it's usually the main character. And then with this, I don't know anything about Jarmusch, but just
Grew up in Akron, Ohio.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Fun fact.
I didn't know research for these movies either. I was gonna do like a little.
Also did not.
Okay, so. But I have a feeling just the way that these two characters are very similar, and the way that Jim Moosey kind of has an auteurship around himself, and how he kind of like tries to be sort of like, I have a feeling the way these characters act is very similar to how he acts. Is all I'm gonna say.
Well, the only other Jarmusch film I've seen other than these two is Coffee and Cigarettes,
Yes.
and it's a vignette movie.
Okay.
So there is. I guess you could point to one of the vignettes and say, "Oh, yeah, that's the Jim Jarmusch
Uh-huh.
insert," but there's definitely self-inserting in these two movies.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the first time where he's done that.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, I've
But
never
it's
seen...
definitely not a thing in Coffee and Cigarettes
Okay.
unless you take maybe one of the vignettes.
Okay.
So,
Look, I haven't seen any of his other hits. I haven't seen Dead Man.
yeah.
I haven't seen Ghost Dog, Way of the Samurai. I'm assuming he's inserting himself as Forrest Whitaker, or maybe Raza. Maybe the Roz. Maybe that's who he's inserting himself as. One of those two. But
I can't believe you haven't seen Ghost Dog with the Samurai.
I know. I almost did, like 5 years ago. Not 5, like 3 years ago. But then it didn't.
And because you watch other movies too.
I watched True Romance instead.
Probably a good choice.
Yeah. True Romance is a good movie. We'll talk about it.
Have you seen The Dino King?
The what?
The Dino King?
No. You?
We should know. That's the Dino King. It's no good.
Yeah?
Moving on.
Okay. So, Kyle, anything bad about this movie?
I feel supremely underqualified to say anything ever.
Fair.
Yes, but you're probably more qualified than at least one other person in this room, so.
Wow, that was a big roast on yourself.
I know. I'm just completely unqualified.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the audience's voice.
Yes.
On this podcast.
You're the voice of the people.
Because
You
I'm
just
retarded
tell it like it is.
and I don't know anything about movies.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that movie sucked. It was gay. You know?
Yeah.
We're trying to get into the artistic merit of it, and you're just like, fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have much to say about the characters. I felt like some of their dialogue was heavy-handed.
Sure.
And maybe, and I would assume that's on purpose.
Uh-huh.
But, I don't know, it just annoyed me because it's like, yeah, I get it.
Uh-huh.
Zombies, that's fucking clever.
That's what we can talk about next, yeah.
But, like, the scene that specifically annoyed me was the fucking scientist, when they're talking about scientist scene.
Uh-huh.
That fucking scene pissed me off, because it was like, oh, look how much better we are than all the people, and we're so much smarter and better, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I guess that's supposed to be the point, to build up those characters. But I don't fucking want to watch those people. I hate people who are like that.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's also a good segue into why kind of Tom Hiddleston especially was kind of annoyed.
He had a disdain for everyone who thought differently from him.
Not even that. Like, I can relate to that. But he's just
for sure.
such
I
a
hate the blacks. Cut that.
Why? Both episodes now. We've jokingly...
I'm the shitty white person.
Did you say it or did I
You
say
said
it?
it.
Really?
Both times it's
I don't
you.
remember that.
It's not me.
Looks like I'm the racist one. It's cool. I used to have black friends.
Didn't we all?
Rest in peace,
Rest
Niles.
in peace,
You will be
Niles.
missed.
Niles!
Rest in peace. Motherfucking. He's just so fucking pretentious and so fucking up his own ass. And it's like, the zombies, first of all, like, that felt like something out of a young adult book. Like, oh, I get it. Wow. Oh, you're the real undead ones.
It's like the fucking fourth book in the Divergent series.
Yeah. But more so than that is, the fucking fact that, yeah, he's a very kind of, he's a type of hipster that's just like, everything before this age was great, but now it all sucks. And like,
I don't know anyone who thinks that way about anything.
I don't know either, Matt.
Who could possibly
I hear the
actually
80s
make the statement
was
that
the
all
best
music
time for
made after
music.
1995 is terrible?
I don't know,
Who
Matt.
could possibly make that statement?
I don't know.
Guys, you can stop joking about me.
That being said, I think the scientist thing especially is such an compilation, a very good example of fucking Porky Pig over here. Fucking very good example of how it's like, yeah, sure, yes, all those scientists were okay. Most of them were racist, but all of them
Making everyone look like a bitch again.
had good ideas. But there are fucking scientists now, motherfucker, that are also doing good things and making headway and shit. And and the fact that you're so fucking caught up jerking off Aristotle that you're not gonna fucking look at any scientist within the past fucking, I don't know, 100 years besides fucking Tesla It's like you're so fucking in the past, but the movie isn't about that.
But
It's
Shane,
not. Yes.
They're still arguing over Darwin. That line made me want to fucking slit my wrist.
The one line, I was okay with him for most of it.
Okay.
And then they saved the best for last.
Yeah.
But then I think you might know what I'm talking about, but this is the one line where if the movie had a face, I would punch it.
Okay.
Where they see the singer at the end in the club, and they're like, oh man, she's really good, she's great. And then Tilda Swinton goes, yeah, she's really talented. She's going to be famous someday. And then Tom Hiddleston fucking goes, I hope not. She's too good for that.
Oh yeah.
And I audibly went, oh,
fuck
fuck
off.
you. Yeah. It was... Come on, man. Really? Like,
yeah.
Too edgy for Tangier.
like, that's the shit where I'm like...
Well, I would also say, would you say that the film is saying that Tom Hiddleston is right about that, or is that just him being him and saying, yeah, he's kind of a pretentious dickwad, but, you know.
Well, I feel like that the movie... I guess to its... It doesn't say anything.
Yeah, it's not in love with those characters.
It's not in
It's
love
trying
with
to
the
depict
characters, but at the same time, it doesn't...
Doesn't
By
necessarily
not
psychoanalyze them.
saying they're wrong, it kind of feels like, if anything, more so Jim Jarmusch as a person is kind of agreeing with them. So...
I don't know. I wouldn't say there's enough evidence from the movie to support that he's agreeing with them.
I don't know Jim
I
Jarmusch
guess
at all.
the way to say that he's agreeing with them is because he makes them look so cool. Like, he tries to say, look how cool these vampires
Yeah.
are.
I don't really think he succeeds in making them look that cool. I like the bit when fucking Yelchin puts on the sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
That was funny.
So I wouldn't say he's like super like, yes, everything these characters say is right and this is my worldview. You know, he shows them fucking up at points and he shows them being dicks at certain points, you know. But
Doesn't show any vampire dick though.
Disappointing.
Disappointing. Okay. The one other thing I was
Can
going
we
to
have a
say.
sidebar about Tom Hardy's penis for a second?
Yes.
I had a conversation with Evan once.
Okay.
After watching Bronson,
Yes. As
Yeah.
one would do.
in which he said that Tom Hardy had a small penis.
Uh-huh.
And that confused me.
Yes.
Because Tom Hardy has a completely average-sized penis.
Yeah.
I don't know why he thought he didn't.
Uh-huh.
he watches too much porn.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's like,
Yeah.
in that movie, he looked completely normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just a normal fucking dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he wasn't a normal dude. He painted himself gold and beat up a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But
He's no Michael Fassbender though.
he's no Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh man, Michael Fassbender and Willem Dafoe.
He's no, I can't think of someone else. There's
Who's a... He's
Did you ever read that interview about Willem Dafoe?
Which one?
I can't remember what movie it's for, but the director was giving an interview.
Yes.
And they said they had to use a body. Huh?
I hope so.
Because we're kind of down on volume.
Yeah, no,
If we
I can
get
see
some
it.
sweet serenading in the background,
Yeah.
just...
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
The director
We probably
was
will get
talking about
copyright
how
straight.
they had to get a body double
Uh-huh.
for Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
Because his dick was too big for a scene, and everyone was just confused by it. So he thought that like it would look more fake if they used Willem Dafoe's actual dick than
That's
it would if they used a
amazing.
different dick.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What a man.
It must be nice to have a 12-inch penis.
I mean, yours is way longer than 12 inches,
Yeah.
so, I mean, if only you can just bring it back a little bit.
I was gonna make a reference to fucking hentai, so cut that.
Goes all the way to the stomach?
It was about Futabu.
You're fucking...
Futabu Club. I haven't even seen that one.
No, I don't know what
It's
you're
a
talking
great
about.
it's a great show where a bunch of girls want to bang each other. They all have dicks, but like everyone's super happy all the time. So
Cool.
hey, one of the characters just has a really big dick. She passes out
Nice.
because she doesn't have enough blood. That was gonna make.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it literally happens. It's fucking funny.
Okay, that's good.
Have we exhausted?
Go
our
watch Futabu
Lovers
Club.
Left Alive discussion.
Almost. If you can tell me if I can connect to the Wi-Fi on my laptop, I have one final thing we can do.
Wi-Fi doesn't work down here.
Oh, the Wi-Fi doesn't work at all down
Yeah,
here?
a specialist to look
Oh,
at it. It's just,
okay.
Like, doesn't work right now.
Well, then, I don't know if I can load it from my phone, but I was gonna try to look up Only Lovers Left Alive fanfiction
Oh boy.
to follow the fucking hentai thing. If I can find it in the next... You two talk for like 2 minutes, and if I can find it in the
Don't
next...
even dare compare the masterpiece that is Futaba Club to whatever smut you're going to look up, okay? How dare you smear the name of Futaba Club? It's a great show.
Yeah?
And I'm not even into the characters that much.
Uh-huh.
I just enjoy how weird they get with it, how much everyone's into it. I think it's a really good show about a bunch of girls who want to bang each other.
Yes.
I'd also recommend Tentacle and Witches. It's a show. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Oh.
Tentacles and witches.
I've been watching Big Mouth. I don't know if I like it yet, but I had a total wow moment. That song, "Send Me on My Way" by Rusted Root came on. I had not heard this song in 10 years. You know that song, the Ice Age song? On the way.
Oh yeah.
On my way.
I had not heard that song in 10 years, and it came on in an episode of Big Mouth. And I was like, oh my god. I listened to that song for 3 times in a row. Just freaking out about how much I missed that song. I'd forgotten about it completely.
Speaking about watching things,
Yes.
I recently watched, I guess we're doing the Netflix review now.
Yeah, this is what we read and what we're going to read.
Master of None.
Oh, nice.
It's so good.
It's pretty good.
Great.
I liked
Both
it.
seasons are just...
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Netflix really crashed hard this year with their original content, except for Master of None.
Except for Master... They hit it big early and then just fucking crashed and burned.
I would also say BoJack 4, but I don't want to have that discussion right now. So, yeah.
BoJack 4 is an interesting beast.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about BoJack right now. And
no.
F is for Family Season 2. You can't forget that.
Yes, F is for Family Season 2, fucking Master of None Season 2, best things on Netflix this year.
I read a pretty interesting interview with Aziz Ansari.
Yes.
Just talking about a bunch of random stuff.
Uh-huh.
But, he was talking about something that I think is really important, which was about how he only was really willing to write a lot of the big diversity episodes with the people who are being portrayed. Like the Thanksgiving episode, he specifically wrote with
the woman.
Yeah. And stuff like that, because he's like, I need to have them either write it with me or sit there while I write it.
Yeah.
And I think that's something a lot of people just
don't do.
Well, I think it's something a lot of white people don't do when they're writing. And I think it's really important.
Yeah.
If you are not part of an experience, to have someone who is to write with you. 100%. And I really appreciate that he does that.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And he did that with the sexism episode too. In season 1.
No, that's the way.
I really appreciate that.
As someone who hasn't written anything in a while, but who, when I do write something, I don't usually write white men. I think the only way when it's acceptable not to do that is when you're writing characters, but it's not about a story of being black or being a woman. It's just a story that has a character as a woman. But even then, white dudes kind of dangerously go into territory of stereotypes then. And that's something you probably should have at least a person of that group on hand to be like, hey, that's not okay, or something, because with women especially, white dudes will write some pretty misogynistic characters a lot of the time.
I think it's really funny.
What white dudes write good women? I would argue Tarantino has written good women.
I actually have a lot to say about that.
George Lucas. Princess Leia is a fantastic female character.
I actually do have something to say about that.
And Aunt Beru.
And we're
Let's do it.
Well, the problem is I'm saving this kind of for the Grindhouse / Jackie Brown episodes.
Well, I'm not saying he's a perfect record writing woman, but I'm trying to think. Is there something problematic about the French girl from Inglourious Bastards?
No, it's more so just it's not so much saying that Tarantino writes women well, it's the argument people have when people say that Tarantino is a feminist writer. That I have more of a thing with.
No, I don't think he is. I just think he has written women characters that haven't been shallow.
No, no, he definitely has. He definitely has. Like, I'm not. I would say some of his characters get a little too close into, like, with something like. I think the problem is usually if there's a female character, it's just a female character.
Yeah.
It's not a couple of female
Compare
characters.
the amount of amazing male characters he's
Exactly.
written to the amount of amazing female
Like
characters.
there's a good female character, but I was watching like Hateful Eight last night. But there's a good female character. It's just
in
that.
A cast of like
And
9.
sometimes when talking about representation, that's not enough.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I wouldn't call him a feminist writer, but yeah.
Yeah.
He's a white dude who has successfully written good female characters.
He's a white dude. I was gonna say Del Toro, but that's not a white dude, so I can't say that because Del Toro writes good women. I would say.
Danny Boyle, maybe.
Does he write his movies?
He's written a few of them.
Okay. Let's see.
But once again,
Who's
I'm
a
trying to
strong
think of
female
all his-
lead in 3 billboards?
Yeah.
Dude, McDonough, man.
McDonough. Yeah, McDonough's, but he's like 1 for 1 though. Like. I mean,
That's like the
Yeah.
only woman who's
Well,
ever been in
Yeah.
one
In
of his
his,
movies.
in his plays, all of his plays are just kind of awful people being awful.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Come on, let's see. Let's think of one.
White dudes.
White dudes.
Divergent, who directed that?
I don't know.
Um,
Dude, Katniss.
Bong Joon-ho. No way, that's Snowpiercer.
Cloud Atlas.
what-
Oh
what
wait,
about-
never mind. Never mind.
Dang
I
it!
take that back. That's fucked up.
Wes
My bad.
Anderson, has he written some good female characters?
Actually, who directed the female parts in Cloud Atlas?
I'm assuming the future bits were all the Wachowskis, right?
Was it? I don't remember.
Well, I'm
which
assuming
parts they
the
directed.
very sci-fi chase highway thing was
Yeah.
Wachowskis, but
Yeah,
I
that's a
honestly...
good assumption. But I don't remember what they wrote.
Wes Anderson?
I love Owen Wilson.
No, never leads.
Hey,
Always
Matt,
love interests.
Matt, have you heard about the Owen Wilson Christmas movie
Oh yeah,
with the 5 dads? He's father figures.
Father
He's got
figures.
like 5 dads.
so Owen Wilson has 5 dads, so
Owen
he's got to
Wilson
figure
has
out
5
whose,
dads, and
whose dad is his
that's
dad.
the movie.
Yeah,
Oh, you know who's a great female character? Is Faye Dunaway in Network. That was Sidney Lumet who wrote that.
I haven't seen
You haven't
Network.
seen Network? Oh,
What
it's
about
so good. Oh, it's so
fucking
good!
Luc
Okay.
Besson? He
Yeah,
writes strong female characters.
yeah.
He does. That's
Sure.
not even a
No,
joke.
but Faye Dunaway is the lead in Network.
Okay.
And she's so fucking
Like,
good in it.
That's
Oh
cool.
my
Think
God.
about
Ah! We should have a podcast.
think about his movies. I mean,
Yeah.
they have fucking strong female.
No, that's fair.
characters.
That's fair. They do. I'm trying to think of like a lead specifically. That's
Great female lead.
I just gave you 2.
okay. Luke Besson. There, we got it.
Yeah. Fucking Natalie Portman and whoever, and he directed Amelie too, right?
Yeah. No, did he?
Did
I don't.
think he did.
I don't think he did.
Really?
Let's look that up. I
There's
don't.
not one French director.
There kind of is. It's gonna be really funny when it was him.
Well, I spelled that wrong.
No, it was a different guy.
Okay, but it was a guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
some French dude.
You know who's a white dude who's really good with female characters?
Yes.
Christopher Nolan.
It's the guy who directed Alien Resurrection.
Yeah, dude. Oh.
I don't think there are
nice.
That's some strong female leads.
Nice.
I'm trying to remember. If there are
I
any,
guess no, but Ridley Scott did Blade Runner, and he doesn't write his own films. Never mind.
I'm trying to think if there were any women who talked in Dunkirk. I don't think there.
I don't think. Are there women in Dunkirk?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I remember, I think they were like nurse characters, but I don't remember them talking.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan. I mean,
Talia al Ghul's a very strong female.
What a masterpiece of a character.
good old Catwoman.
good. What about? I was just. I guess.
Murph.
Halloween.
Murph!
Murph. Who directed? Who did fucking? No, that's a woman. Yeah, I don't know.
Who wrote Brooklyn? I mean, that was based on a novel, so I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, was the novel
Based
written
on the
by a
novel
guy?
Push
No,
by
the novel
someone.
was, written, novel was written by a girl. I know that.
Okay.
But I'm trying to think of the movie.
Nicholas Winding Refn has some great female characters. Neon Demon is spectacular.
Oh, Nick Hornby did the screenplay though,
Okay.
and I like him a lot. About a Boy is a great movie.
Oh, I like About a Boy.
Yeah, it's good.
I love the song About a Boy. Da 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 ba ba da ba. Do you like
It's
About
hard-
a Boy, Kyle?
I have no
Solid
idea.
movie.
It's hard
One
to
of
think
the
of
few times
movies
where I like
with.
Hugh Grant in something.
It's hard enough to think
yeah.
of movies with female leads.
Sure.
Then to follow that up with knowing it's
The people behind it, and I think the fact that it's taking us this long to try to think of one both shows
proves
us
the
as a
point.
problem and shows the problem in the media.
Oh yeah. No,
We tried
if you
pretty
don't
hard.
think there's a problem, you're fucking awful.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
You're
it's
so
really
fucking
interesting.
blind.
No,
that
there's
we
no
just-
gender gap. What are you talking about?
I think it's really interesting that like this entire podcast, we could be from fucking. I mean, except for our accents. We could be from fucking anywhere in the U.S. except for this specific part.
Yeah.
Where we are definitely not from 99% of the U.S.
Yeah, I don't know. James Cameron?
Oh,
no.
Alien, dude.
I said Ridley Scott, but he didn't write
Avatar.
Alien, and also Ridley Scott made Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Yes. Good old Blade Runner.
Yeah, I would
Blade
say-
Runner
I
has
would
the
say-
greatest love story
I mean,
ever written.
Okay.
It's just
I know.
rape.
I know Sarah Connor is kind of the epitome of the strong, independent badass, but is she a well done, strong, independent badass? Because I'd say yes. I'd say yes.
Yeah, I get. Yeah. No, I mean she's way better than Wonder Woman. Am I right? I mean,
Wonder Woman.
God. That was fucking Cameron. Because that's the thing. Does Cameron even count? Like, what was the last fucking Avatar? Was the last fucking movie made?
Titanic,
10 years.
dude. Titanic is a great female lead.
I
Get to
guess.
see her tits.
More like Titanic. Am I right?
PG-13
Alright, bathroom
titties.
break. Talk about things.
Okay. Have fun
Don't just
shitting.
Keep
That's
fucking.
Not that one.
Okay. Have fun
Keep
peeing.
fucking vamping.
Have fun jerking off.
There you go.
Okay.
Have fun sucking dicks in the bathroom.
Yeah, well, Matt sucks dicks in the bathroom. We're actually recording this from a gay bar. There's just going to be a bunch of fucking glory holes when he goes to the bathroom.
Wow, that's fucking. Why would there be glory holes only in gay bar?
Okay, we're recording this in a straight bar, and he's going to the women's fucking bathroom.
To suck off a woman.
To suck off a woman, yeah.
Just as you do.
Yep, you know. I mean...
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like since I can't really find a good fan fiction on my phone, I'm not really going to read
check
it.
fanfiction.net.
I'm on Archive of Our Own, and...
Check Wattpad, dude.
Wattpad.
That's where the good shit is.
Yeah. I'm also, like, looking through IMDb. Probably the worst film I've ever seen. The problem is, I don't know if I can find, like... It's not as funny for reading back, like, reviews that hated this movie. Because we're just kind of going to agree with them.
Yeah.
Unlike Watchmen or like fucking Nice Guys.
Watchmen.
I specifically requested with... okay, I think this is a thing. Where, like, people in, like, shitty IMDb reviews say they registered for IMDb just so they could shit on a movie. Because this guy says, I specifically registered with IMDb to write this review. Oh, that was fast. You sucked him off quick?
They don't call me 2 second Jimmy for nothing.
Sorry, finish your...
Why Jimmy?
Yeah.
They don't call me 2 second Jimmy for nothing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's the only other thing I had to say. Adam and Eve, really?
Yeah, that was...
Come on. That's the one bit where I'm just like,
I
okay.
will give you that one.
Come on. Really?
I will give you that.
Yeah.
Are we kind of done with Only Lovers?
Yeah, I guess so.
It was
I think.
solid talk until we went into sexism.
Well,
and film history.
we hit the
That's still
10-minute
solid
mark.
talk.
We hit the hour mark with an extra 10 minutes or so to edit out all the uhs, which will probably be about.
That wasn't that bad this time.
Okay, well then that's good. I guess. So come back next week for fucking
Cats
Patterson.
number 2.
When we finish the Jimmy Jarmusch double feature.
Jimmy Jam.
Jimmy Jarmusch.
Yep.
You can find us at. You can listen to Real Unknown on SoundCloud and YouTube, and
If
maybe
they're hearing
iTunes.
this, they would already be listening to it in one of those places.
I don't know how they fucking. Maybe they're fucking
Follow
turning
us
it.
on Facebook,
Follow us-
Twitter,
Facebook,
MySpace,
Twitter.
Zanga.
We don't have a
Adult
MySpace.
Friend Finder.
And
YouTube.com/PewDiePie.
if you want more me and Kyle, go to YouTube and watch The
It's
Strongest.
gonna be super inaccurate because the last month of content is just blowing up.
Yeah.
If you want to meet Matt, just go to the Long Beach State Theater Department. I live there.
It's okay.
Just hang out there and you'll eventually find me.
Get
Um,
fucking killed like John Lennon.
yeah, do you have any like shows you want to pump or anything like on your fucking thing?
You gotta
Want to pump your
you
once or whatever the fuck it is?
Once?
The only
Oh,
theater
dude,
department kids
Once
can
is
see
a
that
great
show.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
didn't tell you I'm in Once.
No, I
I'm the
didn't.
lead guy in Once.
it's only department kids, like people outside people can't see it.
I can get 2 people per night on the guest list, but
What?
otherwise it's because it's too tiny.
Oh,
of
it's a
spot.
fucking tiny little.
It's a
taint of
tiny little
theater.
black box of a theater. So
Tiny, tight
They
little.
can
butt of a
only
theater.
let in theater
Okay.
department kids. So
Once is good. I like that.
I haven't
it's
seen
a
it.
solid movie, and it's even
It's
better
good.
musical. And then I'm in an hour-long version of it.
There's a good
It's got good music.
There's a good joke from a radio show where they get Rory from Doctor Who to sing a parody of "Let It Go," and he's talks about how he's in
I can do the bit if you want.
do the bit.
I am in a West End play. It's called Once, and tickets are available every day.
All right, everyone, it's been real. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Let's have a talk about some movies.
Yeah, let's-
That.
All right, here. Wait, no. Before, can you move over to Matt's where Matt would sit so I can see if I can still hear you from there?
I'm Matt. I like movies. I'm a.
No, that's cool. You can say it. We're cool. Okay.
No. This is a family-friendly podcast.
This is safe space stream.
Yeah.
Okay. And hold on. This.
I want to pop the mic, but I want to pop my cam, but I
Okay.
can't.